Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what's up? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So I'm going to be showing you my spa milk and honey pedicure. So you can see here I have all my supplies and implements laid out: cotton, buffer, foot file, lint-free wipes, implements, gloves, fresh towel. I perform a mask with this pedicure, so that's what you see there. Some soak, some sugar scrub, and then all the other basic supplies are going to be in the basket. So that's everything I'm going to need to perform this amazing pedicure. So let's get started. So the first thing I do is remove the old gel polish. I do not have my customer put their foot into the water before I remove the polish, just because it gets all cakey on my drill bit and I don't like that. So I remove the polish. I use a carbide bit, a ceramic one to be exact, and I'll just remove the old gel polish from the nails. I don't stress too much about anything that I kind of leave on there. I will come off within the process. So you won't see 100% of everything be drilled off, but I like to drill off majority of it so I don't have to file on top of the nail so much. So once that's done, they do put their foot into the water, and then now I'm going to take the first foot, wipe it dry, and then I'm going to apply the mask onto the leg. So again, this is a spa pedicure, and as we previously spoke about, spas can be many different levels. So anytime I offer some type of specialty pedicure above my regular spa, it usually includes a leg mask. So I just begin by putting on the leg mask, and they sit for the majority of the pedicure with that leg mask on. So now I'm going to just take some acetone on a cotton swab and wipe off the nail. Then I'll use a nail clipper and cut the toenails if they want them cut at all. She does, so I will cut the toenails a little bit. After that, I take my file and then I will file the nails to shape. So we're going to keep her big toe round because that works for her. And then I'm going to file the little toe square. And again, anything that is still on the nail, you can still see a little bit of polish on the nail. I will get that because after I file it to shape, I will take my file and then I will just roughly file on top of the nails as well. Now I'm going to apply some cuticle softener to all the toes and rub that in. Now I'm going to push back the cuticle and get rid of any dead skin. And then also this is a good time that if I still have any polish left, sometimes I don't get all the way in the creases. If they have very, very tiny toes, I don't like to use my drill bit to get all the way on the side. So actually just kind of after all the moisturization, you'll see this polish just kind of be pushed back and away. If it doesn't come off in the first step or the second step, it will definitely come off in this step. So I push back the cuticles and kind of come up a little bit on the nail plate so that I can get all that dead skin. Now I'm going to take my lint-free wipe and just wipe all that off. Again, I showed you guys this in my manicure video, how I like to use a lint-free wipe. It kind of gets rid of all that gook that you push back and also just kind of clears the space for you. So when you nip, it's not so slippery. And then I'm just going to nip the cuticles and any dead skin surrounding the nail. What I like to do also is use my nipper to kind of round out the edge of the nail instead of filing it, because sometimes toenails will dig in onto the sides. Once you get a little bit more comfortable with your nippers and your implements, I like to use my nipper again to cut the dead skin, but I usually will round the edges of the nail off using my nipper. After that's done, sometimes I will go in with my e-file with a cuticle bit and just kind of go over the cuticles and into the sidewall just to make sure that I get everything. Now, I don't do this with everybody. I am not a huge fan of drilling onto the toenails. Minus removing gel polish, I try not to drill. However, she has thick cuticles, so sometimes my nipper can't get everything. And then also I don't want a chance cutting her by hacking at her cuticle. So people that have thicker cuticles or thick skin around their nail plates, I go in with the e-file to just make sure that I can get everything and clear it so it looks nice and clean. Now I'm just going to go back in with my regular file and just make sure that everything is rounded, everything's filed even. Usually this step is just kind of to make sure that those edges are round and they're not sharp. Now I'll take my little mini buffer and just buff the tops of all the nails. Now I'm going to apply cuticle oil to all the nails and just rub that in to give it some moisturization. Once all the toenail detailing is done, I will extend her leg out and I'm going to spray the bottom of her foot with my Callus removal spray. So I like to spray the foot. Sometimes I do it before so it has time to absorb. As you can see, she doesn't have bad feet at all, and I actually forgot. So, filming and doing a pedicure, not the greatest idea, not fun. Side note. So spray her foot. Now I'm going to go in with my foot file and I'm going to just scrub away any dead skin. So even though she doesn't have any calluses or anything, you'll still see stuff kind of coming off because it's just going to happen. And I really like this stuff for that reason, because even if you don't have calluses, it will kind of get rid of some dead skin and make the foot smooth. So now that everything is looking smooth, I'm going to have her put her foot back into the water, and I'm going to repeat this entire process on the next foot. So again, starting with the leg mask, doing the toenail detailing, and then using my foot file to scrape the bottom. Also remember, guys, that when you are filing the bottom of the foot, this is your time to also get by the toes. So sometimes people tend to have dead skin on the side of their big toe. You want to just kind of look. Sometimes people have dead skin underneath the little toes. So you want to just kind of look at all that. I like to do that after I've done the bottom because I don't want to go near the toes and that surrounding skin with a fresh file. Because again, it can be very sharp and that's more sensitive area than obviously an area at the heel or a calloused area. So I like to just do the bottom of the foot, do the callus, and then I'll work my way up towards the toes if they have any dead skin. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to have her take her leg out. And all I'm going to do is take a little bit of water from the foot bath and just splash it on her leg just so I have some type of glideness when I add my sugar scrub. And this is how we're going to kind of remove the mask and work the mask in. So it's been on her leg. It's doing its job. Now I'm just going to take my sugar scrub and use that to massage her whole entire calf and her foot. So again, this is also a way that I can kind of get rid of that mask. If you were to go and just wipe it off, it's kind of been there for a while. It's harder. So this is a little bit easier and the water just helps it kind of glide. We don't want to put sugar scrub on someone that has completely dry skin because that could be too rough. Once that's done, I'm just going to use the pedicure bath water and kind of raise the water up and brush it down and get rid of all the mask and the sugar scrub that I have on her leg and on her foot. Now with a fresh towel out, I'm gonna have her take both her legs out and I'm going to dry her off with a hot towel. So I like to use the old towel to just kind of wipe up any water that might have splashed from the foot bath that's on the floor, any foot filings and stuff that's underneath me that you can't see on camera. I use the old white towel to kind of clean the floor area a little bit. And then I'm going to place I don't know what you call these. I think they're pet. There's something that you use for your pet. I have it linked. I'll leave a link down below, but because I've used different ones, but I think when I search it on Amazon, it's like a pet pad or something like that. So I like these. I like this exact size because they're really, really good to just kind of keep on the floor for when they take their feet down. They're not just on like my little dirty mat. They have clean feet. I want them on a clean surface as they're polishing. I used to put down a new white towel, but I found that some people, if your toes curve, that pinky toe will get snagged and attached as the polish is curing. So I don't like to use a towel on the floor anymore. I needed something that didn't have that same type of texture. So these pet pad thingies, they're awesome for that. So now I'm going to prepare her for her polish. Before she places her feet down, I have a little bit of foot balm. This is the balm that I make. I'll leave a link to how I make this balm. And I only do it on the back of the foot, the heel, and the front. Notice that I don't go anywhere near the toenails. Remember, we are using gel polish. We don't want any oils on the actual nails. So I'll do everything for the ankle. I don't touch the calf. I don't go all the way up. This is not the massage portion. So I use a little bit of balm just on the bottom of the foot before I polish. So now she's ready to be polished. I'm going to have her place her foot up, and I use paper towel as toe separators, money saving tip. And we're just going to fold those in between all the toes. Even if the toes don't overlap, I will still do this. It just gives me a little bit of room. And I'll just fold that into the toes. And then I'm going to wipe the nail with a little bit of swipe, or you can use acetone, just to make sure that even though we didn't put any oils on the toenails, you never know what could have gotten on it. So I like to just always wipe it. And also, this is a good time that if you missed any type of cuticle, dead skin, most of the time when it's dry, some stuff peeks out. I'll just nip that at this point as well. Then I'm going to put a little bit of primer onto each toenail, and then I will use some base coat on each toenail, and then I'll have her cure underneath the light. Once that cures, I'm going to do my first coat of polish. She chose this pretty pink springy color, so we're going to be polishing pink toes. So before I have her cure, I always like to just make sure I have a nice clean look. So I use a little old nail brush and some acetone and just wipe the sides, make sure nothing's on the skin, make sure everything is nice and neat, and then have her cure her foot. Now I'll repeat that process with a second coat of polish. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of top coat, making sure that I seal the edges and make sure everything is nice and neat, and then have her do a final cure underneath the LED machine. Once she is done curing, I'm going to remove my toe separators, and I'm going to put a little bit of cuticle oil onto the toenails again, remember, because that was a very dry area, so it needs to be moisturized. And then I will begin the massage. And again, this is a spa pedicure, so we go all the way up to the knee. We include the leg, the calf, the foot, and everything in between. Once both feet are polished and massaged, I'm going to go in with my paraffin. So this is paraffin. For those of you that don't know, it comes in a liquid form and we heat it in a paraffin bath. So when it comes out, we're going to put it into this paraffin liner bags and we want to shake it. So we can see that it was bright yellow and now it's turning white. The more white it gets, that's the cooler it is, which is more safer, obviously, for the customer. We never want to put someone's foot or hand into paraffin bag and it's like scorching hot. So you can see here, I'm just basically shaking the bag, and as you shake it, it gets more and more white. We still want it fluid, but we don't want it to be the true color because that means that it's still too hot. So once I have it at a good consistency and temperature, I'm going to have her place her foot into the bag, and I'm just going to use my hands to kind of push that paraffin up and all over. So you want to get crucial areas like the heel, underneath, in between the toes, and all that. And then I cover each foot with another hot towel. And then I'll cover those hot towels with a dry towel. This traps in all that heat. The hot towels tend to dry off fairly quickly. So doing that step, it kind of slows the process down. So once we are done with that, I'm gonna take all my towels off of her, have her lift her foot up, and how we remove paraffin is literally just glide it all off. We want majority of it to come off in the bag. It all won't come off in the bag, but majority of it we want to come off in the bag. And then I will take that towel that I had on top of her, the wet one, and just make sure that I'm getting all the little paraffin bits and pieces because it'll go like in between the toes. Sometimes it's underneath the toes. So I'll wipe all that off with that wet towel. I do that, I go in with that white towel that I had covering her. Again, just to make sure that every single thing is off of her and she has no paraffin remaining. My last step is I'll go in with some body oil and just make sure that sometimes I'll spray it on them or drop it on them. Sometimes I'll put it in my hands and just do like a little light massage. And we want to work that into the calf area and the foot and heel. And that completes the pedicure for the most part. And that completes my spa milk and honey pedicure. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.